Hey guys, it's Alexis with Create Your Future. Happy Monday. I am here for a brand new video, a new success story. And today, let's talk about reacting. My opinion as a manifestation coach on relationships about what do I think about reacting to your 3D reality. I think I'm going to have the opposing view that I think a lot of people have heard in a lot of videos, and I'm happy to do it because it's what I've seen work with clients. And I'm here to talk about what I've seen work with myself and my perspective, right? That's the whole point. Okay, before I get started, thank you for liking, commenting, sharing, and subscribing. Please say hi in the comments. Tell me your thoughts about reacting, what you think about it, and have you reacted in your 3D reality, thought a bunch of thoughts about it? My first question. And you guys, are you reacting now that you've learned the concept of don't react to your 3D and then giving your reaction a lot of thought and a lot of meaning, right? Because this is the thing, everything is empty and meaningless. Nothing has any meaning, including your reactions. Now, isn't that bonkers? And isn't that a little bit weird? But like, think of all the times that you yourself have reacted to something, like spoken up for yourself. What I will say though, as a caveat, I see a lot of people and a lot of clients, and the client I will reference today in the success story, she had for a very long time spoken up for herself, had an idea, said it out loud. It hadn't been received. She didn't feel seen. She didn't feel heard in general. So then she came to conscious manifesting for her relationship with her SP, and she still had that viewpoint on everything that she was doing. And then I would say to her, well, yes, you're reacting, but we're also learning that when you speak up for yourself, that you're heard, you're seen, and giving the meaning that you are heard and you are seen, which was the opposite meaning she'd always reference things. Okay. So I really want to challenge you to think new thoughts about your reactions, to think new thoughts about your behaviors. Now, if you react and if you say something, or if you speak up for yourself and then you think, I've reacted, I shouldn't do this, right? I've reacted, I'm wrong. Now I'm a manifester. I'm manifesting for my relationship. I reacted to my specific person and now it's going to like mess it up. Then you're giving new thoughts to that action, giving meaning to what you've done. And then that is creating, right? It's not the reaction that's creating. It's the thoughts about the reaction. Okay. And think of all the other areas of life where you might be able to find that you have spoken up for yourself, you have said something, or you've had a reaction or a viewpoint or had an emotional response to something, because that's usually what people are terming reactions, is an emotional response, right? Getting heated, getting opinionated. If you have an argument, if you had a fight, this client I will reference had a fight, kind of like an explosive fight with the SP, and she thought all was lost until we turned it around, okay? But that's usually where people are thinking that they've overreacted. Now, just for self-concept work about this, you want to think that you're never really overreacting, but I want to say with the caveat, this is not me supporting anyone chasing and pursuing their specific person out of anxiety, worry, and fear, trying to make something happen in your 3D reality to get something, like sending text messages, thinking like, if I ask what's going on, what are you doing, how are you, and then them, looking for love or being wanted, being adored in a text message. I'm not saying that you should do these things, okay? What I'm talking about is a reaction like this client where she was speaking up for herself. She was saying something. She was saying what she didn't want to have happen anymore. And then her thoughts about those things that she said were the things to change. Okay. This is also not a video saying, do everything you want to do, right? And like, go knock on your SP's door and say, hey, X, Y, and Z is right. Why aren't we together? No, I'm not in favor of that. I don't support that. You want to think your thoughts about your relationship to manifest it into existence. Also, because this is the start of a new year, I want to emphasize too, just bringing it back to basics, that your thoughts are what create everything. The actual thoughts that you're thinking have brought you to this moment. The actual thoughts that you've thought about where you are in your environment have brought you to where you are. You have had some involvement in the creation of where you are in your space and time in your reality. So your relationships, people, situations, circumstances are all created by your thought. But now if you're changing these things, if you're turning them around, and you're in the midst of a manifestation, how you're terming these things, the meaning that you're giving them is super important, you guys. Like, for basic purposes, you want to stop having you want to stop, let me think this right. Say this right. You want to stop having conditional love, conditional acceptance, and a conditional inner conversation with you about you. Okay. Usually what people do is this. SP does something, right? SP, specific person, he or she or they do something outside of you, right? And you have a reaction, meaning there's something going on with my computer. It's resolved. Okay. You have a reaction. I didn't like you said that. I wish you wouldn't have said that. Treat me better, blah, 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 right? SP goes away. You are always with yourself. Now, you having said these things then causes you to inwardly have an inner conversation with you about you, putting yourself down, telling yourself you've done something wrong, saying that you shouldn't have done that. Why didn't you say that? Why wasn't I more subdued? Why wasn't I Miss Nice Girl? Why wasn't I Miss Nice Guy? Why wasn't I the Miss Nice Person? And how dare I react to them? It's going to mess it up, right? Now we come to conscious manifesting, and it's a whole bunch of inner jargon and inner thoughts about now my reaction is going to mess it up, right? So I want you to intervene with yourself, right? So like with this client, I said to her, time out, time out. She was talking about how horrible she was and how horrible all her reactions were and how horrible of a job she was at manifesting because she had reacted, right? And this happens a lot. That's why I'm picking her as a success story. Okay. So that you can hear it from her, let me get to it. And like, this has been a theme a lot, you know, with the dawning of a new year, things that happened or didn't happen, Christmas, New Year's, we've got Valentine's Day approaching. Let's get a handle on this, right? And really, this is the year, you guys, this is the time to truly decide that you are unconditionally with your thoughts, with your inner conversation about you, accepting yourself, loving yourself, being your best friend, and moving through, if you're manifesting relationships, your biggest blockages, your biggest wounds, right? So much can be transformed and healed by, in the moments, having thoughts of self-acceptance, having thoughts of unconditional self-love, right? Not like, I'm so confident, I'm so amazing, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. No, it's like, for me, Alexis, I truly accept you, Alexis. I love you. I'm here for you. You have all the self-love in the world. You have all the acceptance in the world. And really, truly being in the state of unconditional self-acceptance, unconditional self-love will allow others to unconditionally accept you, unconditionally love you. Because the other thing is this, right? If you have a situation with your SP where you're reacting, they're reacting, something happens, or you just term it that you're the one reacting, don't you also want to be unconditionally loved and then therefore forgiven and accepted, and for it to move forwards, to not view it as a stop mechanism, as like, I've done something so bad, the relationship is over, we're X, Y, and Z, okay? See it that it's moving forwards, like I had this client do. Okay. Dear Alexis, thank you so much for talking me through some of my biggest issues, especially unwinding and unworking so many thoughts that I had about consciously manifesting my relationship and my marriage in general. As you know, and I want any viewer to know that listens to this, my specific person is my husband, but he and I have been hot and cold, off and on, having so many issues for close to 3 years now. We are currently, at this time, living in separate houses, but now I know that it's all changing. I know he's coming back. I know that he is changing for me. And I actually know this because he told me so. But the biggest thing that you have helped me realize is that up until this point, I really disliked myself. And then I came to conscious manifesting and was also telling myself to stop reacting. I shouldn't say anything, that I was always bringing up too much, and that I was bothering him. I realize now that my viewpoint on my reactions was also holding me up. And now I am truly embracing myself, allowing myself to think that I matter, I am important, I am special, I can have it all. And then also changing my thoughts about my reactions when they happen. Because as you've told me over and over again, it's my thoughts that create, that's it. All right. Thank you. She said some other things that are pretty personal, and then that she'll see me in the next session. Okay. So you guys, yeah, like it's just what you're thinking. There isn't like a super duper formula to go out and find or something to excavate and uncover from yourself, right? Your blocks and what's going on are the things that are happening that are right here with you, right? But what I want everyone to start doing, and like, yes, your circumstances don't matter. And I think the idea of not reacting to your 3D reality, like the whole terminology of it, is really geared towards keeping us stable, keeping us secure, and keeping us empowered, and keeping us on our thoughts. But it's been tweaked. And I just see a lot of people like this client, she had this viewpoint, like she was just supposed to not say anything, not get involved, not ever react, like say, this whole thing. And I said, well, I mean, who's not reacting ever in any relationship or in life in general? We usually in our 3D reality have some kind of involvement in it, right? It isn't like you can manifest right here, right now from your sofa that you are chased, or your chair or your car, that you are chased, pursued, loved, and adored, and that love comes to you without having to lift a finger. Yes. But the thing is, it's funny when I hear all these things is that in your 3D reality, a bridge of incidences, you are usually involved in them because it's you, right? But the only thing to change, like you've heard me say in every video, the only person to change is you. The only person to change is self. So if you are speaking up for yourself, saying what you want to say, creating a boundary in your reality, right? The thing is that we want to be, I want to say the caveat also, you want to be creating your boundaries and your values within you first, instead of having to speak it all, say it all, and tell it all. You want to be thinking, what's important to me is important to them. What's valuable to me and what's valuable to me is valuable to them. Deciding the relationship, thinking it into existence, because it comes down to your thoughts from within. And then therefore, when something happens and you have a, trying not to use the word reaction, you have a viewpoint on it, or you say something about it, it's watching the thoughts about it and thinking instead, this is what turns things around. I am seen, I am heard. When I express myself, when I am emotional, when I speak up for myself, I am heard. I am allowed to do this. I am whole and complete in all of my involvement in my 3D reality. I am doing this correctly. Now, doesn't all of that sound better, feel better, and resonate with the idea that things are moving forwards? Things are happening because you guys, they always are. It's just our lack of ability to think that it's moving forwards, it's still happening into existence when a situation outside of you happens that you feel stuck, right? But let's stop. I want to say, I'm not trying to slap anybody, okay? I have a hairbrush. Just kidding. Let's say like we are out of being stuck. If you feel stagnant, if you feel stuck, if you feel like your heels are in the mud or your toes are in the mud with your manifesting, let's get out of that concept. Let's be in the concept that this is moving me forwards, affirming this is moving me forwards. My thoughts create, everything begins in thought. For me to think this into existence, I have to think a lot of thoughts about this for then it to happen, right? People oftentimes get very thwarted by time. I want to say too, in the beginning of the year, like, oh, I've been thinking these thoughts for so much time. It's not happening. That will just cancel everything out, right? You don't know how many thoughts you thought to bring yourself into the moment that you're currently at. So it just takes persistence, diligence, consistency with the same thoughts. I also wanted to offer too, as a little bit of a hack, something that I've always done is I do my mental diet, like for me. And then I had a client who today, you know who you are. She said in session that she thought it was so helpful when I had her do her affirmations 3 times. So like, I am wanted, I am wanted, I am wanted, I am accepted, I am accepted, I am accepted, I am chosen, I am chosen, I am chosen. Here we go with the robotic affirming thing. I guess that's robotic affirming, but I just don't like the term robotic affirming because like I'm not a robot, okay? If that resonates with you, then really use that. There was a video I did like eons ago about my nail color and how I manifested. My whole family liked my nail color and everyone liked my nail color. It was a color that I didn't even like, but that I found to be kind of a challenge. And I had super long acrylics and I affirmed, everyone loves my nails. Everyone loves my nails. Everyone loves my nails. And it's all that I heard all the time, like more so than any other nail color. but it was through saying it repetitively. So, you know, we're using the mental diet, we're using new thoughts repetitively, consistently to self-hypnotize, to get yourself into a zone where the thoughts that you're thinking become you. The thoughts that you're thinking become an assumption. The thoughts that you're thinking become a belief. You do not need to believe, and you will not believe the things that you're affirming. If you believe them, if you assume them, they would already be happening. It's that simple. So let's get out of being stagnant. Let's get out of being stuck. And let's get out of thinking, I don't believe this. It doesn't resonate with me, Alexis. I can't believe that. You need to think new thoughts to create the belief. That's how beliefs were formed. So stop overthinking it, you guys. When you react or you speak up for yourself, really think to yourself, what do I think about me within my reactions? What do I think within me about being this? What do I think about me in this situation? Transforming it to, I'm doing this correctly. This brings us closer. We're having better and better communications. Guess what? All of my reactions, my 3D reality are perfect, complete, and everybody shows me that they love them. Wouldn't that be fun? Like, challenge yourself, you guys, to take your intentions higher. Think more about, like, how can I really make this? Like, this is my reality. It's my perspective. It's my projection. What am I going to think other people are thinking about it? We're going to think all systems are a go. Wow. So proud of you to finally speak your voice. Thank you for telling me what you've been feeling. Wouldn't that be better than like sitting around? I'm not reacting. Oh, reacted to my 3D. Woe is me. I'm the worst. No, you're not. Just stop thinking that. Okay. This is another video where it became something I hadn't really specifically intended, but I do intend that all my videos make sense, that you guys find them helpful, and that they're funny, and that it keeps us all on track. Okay. So a lot of intentions in this video. Let's have a great start to the new year, really hunkering down in our thoughts and our focus of what are we creating this year, this quarter, for the rest of 2024. The year has yet to be created. So let's manifest some exciting, fun, humorous, wonderful things. Okay. I'll see you guys in my next video. Make today awesome. Celebrate yourself. You're fabulous. You're amazing. I love you all, and have a great day. Bye.